The year 1031 marked a pivotal moment for the Abbasid Caliphate. Al-Qadir, the Caliph, passed away, leaving behind a complex legacy. His son, Al-Qa'im, ascended to the throne, inheriting a realm fraught with challenges. The Buyids, once powerful protectors, had grown weak. Meanwhile, the Seljuk Turks were on the move, led by ambitious chiefs. In 1040, the Seljuks, under their leader Tughril Beg, started conquering Muslim lands in Asia. They took many important cities and made alliances with others. Al-Qa'im's reign would be defined by this complex interplay of forces. Though a scholar, Al-Qa'im understood the precarious position of the caliphate. The Buyids had held the caliphs as puppets for a century, but their power was waning. The Seljuks, Sunni Muslims, represented both an opportunity and a threat. Their military strength was undeniable, potentially restoring the caliphate's lost prestige. But their ambition could also mean the caliph would simply swap one overlord for another. The Abbasid Caliphate, despite its weakened state, still held symbolic importance. Control of Baghdad meant immense religious and political legitimacy. Tughril Beg, the Seljuk leader, saw an alliance with the caliph as crucial for his own ambitions. He wanted to legitimize his rule and gain recognition as the protector of Islam. The stage was set for a clash of ambitions and a reshaping of the political landscape. The relationship between the caliphate and the Seljuks would be one of both cooperation and tension. It would shape the destiny of the Islamic world for decades to come. Tughril Beg was not content with simply being a chieftain on the fringes of the Islamic world. He sought to carve out a powerful empire and restore the glory of Sunni Islam. His ancestors had migrated from the Central Asian steppes, bringing with them a martial tradition and a hunger for conquest. Tughril inherited these traits and used them to forge a powerful, disciplined, and fiercely loyal army. His campaigns were marked by strategic brilliance and efficiency. He expanded his control eastward, subduing rivals and consolidating his power. Tughril's ambitions soon turned westward, towards the heartland of the Islamic world. He understood the importance of the Abbasid Caliphate, which still commanded the respect of Muslims worldwide. In 1040, he launched his westward expansion, sweeping across Persia and consolidating his grip on the region. His advance was relentless, with his sights set on Baghdad. The Abbasid court under Al-Qa'im observed Tughril Beg's advance with a mixture of hope and apprehension. They recognized the Seljuk leader's power and his potential as a protector against the waning Buyid dynasty. Yet there was fear that Tughril's ambitions might not end with simply being a protector. He might want to become the true power behind the throne, reducing the caliph to a mere figurehead. Tughril Beg specially made an effort to have cordial and friendly relations with the Abbasid Khalifa, sending him gifts, exchanging letters, and promising him his support. In 1055, Tughril Beg and his Seljuk armies arrived at the gates of Baghdad. The city, once the jewel of the Abbasid Caliphate, was a shadow of its former self. The Buyids, weakened by internal strife and dwindling resources, were unable to put up much resistance. Tughril's forces entered Baghdad, marking a turning point in Islamic history. The Buyid dynasty, which had held sway over the caliphate for over a century, was effectively finished. Tughril Beg, the Seljuk Turk, was now the master of Baghdad. Upon entering Baghdad, Tughril Beg made a calculated display of respect towards the Caliph Al-Qa'im. He presented himself not as a conqueror but as a liberator, vowing to restore the caliphate to its former glory. This act of piety cemented Tughril's image as a defender of Sunni Islam. Al-Qa'im bestowed upon Tughril the title of Sultan, formally recognizing Tughril's political and military dominance. This act ushered in a new era in the history of the caliphate. The Seljuks were now the real power in Baghdad, controlling the caliph while maintaining outward forms of respect. Tughril Beg understood the importance of symbolism and legitimacy. In 1060, Tughril Beg's wife died, and he proposed to marry Al-Qa'im's daughter called Sayyada. The proposal met resistance, as it blurred the lines between the Sultan's power and the Caliph's authority. Al-Qa'im initially refused, aware of the potential backlash. Tughril Beg persisted, offering gifts and promises of support. The Caliph faced a dilemma. Refusal could provoke a military response. After much deliberation, Al-Qa'im agreed to the marriage. This marriage solidified the bond between the Seljuks and the Abbasids. After 3 years, Tughril Beg died, and the Seljuk governor of Khorasan took over. His name was Alp Arslan. In 1071, the Seljuks had been defeating Armenian and Georgian kings in the west and had extended their territory up to Afghanistan in the east. Eventually, a battle took place between Alp Arslan's Seljuks and Emperor Romanus's Byzantines. The battle took place at Manzikert, and the Byzantines were badly beaten. This defeat would cripple the Byzantine Empire and open up lands formerly part of the Byzantine Empire to Turkish settlement. In 1073, Alp Arslan died and was succeeded by his son Malik Shah. In 1075, the Abbasid Khalifa al-Qa'im died. He was succeeded by his grandson al-Muqtadi. During his reign, the prestige and honor of the Khalifa was enhanced.